Hello, I would just like to go through in regards to this giant megaship which has run aground in the Suez Canal, the Ever Given. Her bow is in the Middle East area and her stern is in Africa. So basically, she is a bridge between the two continents. Whatever has happened, the incident investigations will bring out what really happened. It could be a very, very small thing which was missed and eventually resulted in this. But we have to know that the demand has brought the shipping industry in increasing the size of the vessels, which means bigger vessels with less crew sometimes can be difficult to navigate. And of course, since you have bigger vessels, you will need procedures in place which will have been adopted by all the companies while transiting canals or like the Suez Canal, and to be there in order to help out the captains. Because what has happened now is that the poor captain on board is now liable for her ship. He is in charge for what has happened. I've seen the footage from the ship prior entering inside. There might be a possibility that something has gone wrong before calling the Suez Canal. I will also say that the captain knew that the winds were very strong, and he has the Masters Overriding Authority to not go into port, to not transit the canal. So even that he was called to do so, he has the ability to stop her passage and say, no, I'm not going in, the weather conditions are not favourable for me, I don't feel safe. I know it's going to be a very difficult decision to make because they're going to run on your back and say, why didn't you pass the vessel? Well, it lies on you, Captain. So it is a decision which sometimes needs to be taken. In the future, I would suggest that while transiting such canals, tugboats can be made fast in the stern, port and starboard. Since these ships are huge, 400 meters, well, for sure they need two tugboats on the stern, one in the port and one in the starboard, right back on the put deck. So that was something which I found out it needs to be done for me, as Nicholas, for ships like that. As I'm reading, the Egyptian authorities want the vessel out of position since this is causing an issue or financial issue of $6 to $10 billion per week. So basically, let's get her out, and yeah, that's plan one. On the other side, the Dutch company Smit, who's also assisting with the salvage of the vessel, wants to go easy, step by step, which in my opinion is the correct way. There's no need to rush. We need to get her out, of course, yes, but they have the technical expertise to conduct these operations, and they have proven from the past incidents which have happened on other vessels that they were there and they did everything as per the book, and eventually they had the vessel afloat. So what are they afraid of? Why are the Dutch afraid of? I believe they're afraid of the ship having the possibility of rolling or damaging her more, and they don't want to take these chances. The last plan, which I found out, is that they need to take off, discharge some cargo containers from the ship's deck. So yeah, that's another way of getting her afloat. They have tried everything with ballast, and as far as I know, the stern was last night was eventually away from Africa, and now it's the only part which is staying is the bow. What I know for sure is that the weather conditions are the main factors now that we know. We don't know if we had any technical or any human errors during this incident, but of course there will be an incident investigation, and they will bring out all the necessary information, and of course will be available to the public, which is you, customer guys. Why didn't my smartphone come to the UK in 5 days? Or why didn't my oil or gas came to the US in 10 days. So everything will come up, and eventually we'll find out what's the problem, what had happened, and we'll see what we can do for the future. Just to let you know that inside the Suez Canal, there have been in the last 10 years 75 incidents. So it's a very good number if you put down the number of vessels passing, transiting the canal every day. So in regards now to the Windage area, this ship is a large ship. Of course, she has a large height, and this is a serious effect which can result into this incident. It's like a sailboat with a large sail from forward to aft, 400 meters, and the wind is pushing you aside. So yes, this could be a very, very serious cause of the incident. You can't do anything about it because you've got the cargo on deck, so you need to pass it. But what happens is that, as I said, the captain is liable now, and if he noticed that, he shouldn't have went inside the canal. Another thing, the passage plan indicates which speed is a required speed in order to pass through the canal. So let's say if the undergear clearance was the one which requires a speed of 12 knots, why did the ship do 13.7 knots? So this is another issue, which means they maybe have overdone it with speed. You must keep your speed to the limits that you have found out to be safe. Even that the pilot says that we can go up to 14 knots. No, don't do it, because in case you do, you may end up with a situation like that. And what is the problem is that you've got it on paper which says, hey, on my passage plan I've got 12 knots, or on my pilot card which I gave you I had 12 knots, so why did we do more? And what will end up will be a problem to your back. So better not do it and maintain the safe speed at all times. There's no need for a rush. And of course, I've heard some situations also with me in the past on some vessels that, okay, you've got two engines, can we put the one engine at slow ahead and the other one at full? I said no, you can't do that, you have to maintain them both. So to all captains out there, think before you act, because you can't do things which are not done on a daily basis. Fancy that, having one engine at a slow ahead and the other one on half ahead. That's not correct. Both should follow correctly. So that's what I would like to mention from this video. I hope that the issue is resolved within the next 48 hours. I see that there's been an improvement, and eventually they will find a solution to this, and all the cargoes will be transported to the countries required, to the customers required, and of course the rest of the cargoes, which now as far as we know 300 vessels are waiting to transit the canal, they need to pass too. So yes, there is a delay, be patient, and of course don't worry about your items, they will get there someday, but it may be not today, maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So stay positive. Well, another thing which I'd like to mention is that during a loss of power or loss of steering, you do also have alternative means, which are the bow thruster, and of course you've got the anchors. So the question is, why these were not used? As I understand from what I've seen, the vessel is equipped with 2 bow thrusters. So I don't know the speed, but even if that was possible to operate the bow thrusters, or even if it was possible to let go of the anchors so that they can reduce the speed, or they can finally stop you. Okay, it's not an easy way to stop a vessel 400 meters, but I didn't see any action in regards to how to save a ship. So for what I'm seeing is something which is difficult and will be eventually on the hands of the specialized investigators who will find what eventually happened on the 23rd of March 2021. From my point of view, I would like the crew members to feel safe worldwide and read their manuals. The manuals are the ones that will help them out in cases like this. You need to feel confident, and of course you need to know how to operate them in case of an emergency. So the purpose of this channel is basically to assist you and to motivate you to follow the procedures as far as possible, as the best of your knowledge, and continue reading, because at the end of the day you will be the one that you will need to explain what happened. So I would like to thank you for watching today's episode, and of course thank you for the support that you've been showing. Till next Friday, stay tuned on Nick the Sailor Man and stay safe. Bye bye.